Okay, this test is on sequence of transformations, which is just two or more transformations done on a single figure. So this first part is just identifying, using either the notation or words, each sequence of transformations in the order that it was performed. So if you look here, we know that we started with this figure right here because it doesn't have any primes on it. We moved to this figure right here because that has a single prime, and then we moved to this figure right here. Okay, so we want to know, how do we get from this quadrilateral ABCD to this one below it? So you need to kind of look at the orientation of the figure. You know that it really isn't a rotation because it's not turned any. It's not a slide because the figure, the A didn't stay up at the top. It's actually a reflection because it flipped. So this is a reflection over the x-axis, because you can see if you draw lines, the halfway point is there. If you draw a line from B to B prime, the halfway point is there, on and on. So we know that it flipped over that line y equals x. Now we need to figure out, or sorry, not y equals x, the reflection over the x-axis. Now we need to figure out how it went from C prime to C double prime, or you can look at each of these individually. So again, you need to kind of do process of elimination. It's not a slide because C prime to C double prime looks like a slide, but B to B double prime does not look like a slide, at least not in the same way that C prime to C double prime is. So is it a reflection? So if it's a reflection, then B prime should end up over, or B double prime should end up over here somewhere, which it doesn't. So it's a rotation. So if you connect C prime to C double prime through the origin, you can see that this turned. And you can see that it turned 90 degrees counterclockwise. So this is a capital R, 90 degrees about the origin. Remember, when we write our rotations in notation, we assume that they're going counterclockwise. All right, I'll let you try and figure out problem number 2. I want to talk about problem number 3. This little open circle here means after. So this says we translate after we reflect, which means that we do this one first and this one second. So the first thing we're going to do is reflect across the line y equals negative x. Then we're going to translate. Now, let's talk about that notation, what's happening here. This is called vector notation, and it's telling you direction. So this is the direction, and it's horizontal direction and then vertical direction. So this means we're going to go to the right 4. So right 4 because it's positive 4, and down 2 because it's negative 2. Okay, so that's how you identify those sequence of transformations. All right, so now let's look at a couple of these. So let's look at problem number 4. It says reflect across the line y equals x, then rotate 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. So you can do this in 2 different steps. You don't need to do it all at one time. You can first do the reflection and then do the rotation. So there's my line. This is the line y equals x. So remember with this, I count up to the line of reflection, however many, and then I go that same amount over, making that opposite reciprocal slope. So I'm going to take out those lines. So D prime ends up here. C goes all the way up, so I need to go all the way over. I gotta make sure I get it in the right place. A is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. And B is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go over 8. So now I have this figure A, B, C, and D primes. Now I need to rotate this 90 degrees about the origin. Clockwise about the origin. So that means I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to have an A double prime, a B double prime, a C double prime, and a D double prime. So I'm going to turn my paper just like I did with the rotations. Now, this is my positive x, and this is negative x. This is positive y and negative y. So this is a positive 2, positive 4. B prime is positive 4, positive 4. C prime is 4, positive 2. And D prime is 1, 1. And now I can graph those points. 2, 4. That becomes A double prime. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That becomes B double prime. I'm going to take out this line because I don't need it anymore. C double prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Whoops. C double prime, and that's D double prime. So your final figure after the sequence of transformations looks like this.